Hello, beautiful people, you wonderful stars of the morning. This is just a brief little story to brighten up your day. I love how it's so bright. Please consider donating if you enjoy what you receive here, the knowledge, the stories, just, the community. The link to the PayPal donation is below. It would be vastly welcomed and appreciated. Thank you. This is Tibet's first king. At the time when the Tibetans were ruled by 12 petty chieftains, there was much discontent and fighting as they had no overall leader and were a country divided. It was during this period that the king of Vesta in India had a son. The son was no normal child, for he was born with turquoise eyebrows, overhanging eyelids, and his fingers were connected by webs. The king was most distressed, and all the court was frightened by this strange child. The king wanted to be rid of the boy, so he ordered him to be placed in a lead box and thrown into the river Ganges. When this task was completed, the king and queen, together with the inhabitants of the palace, breathed a sigh of relief that they were now rid of the embarrassing freak of nature. The boy, however, did not die, for he was found by a peasant, who upon opening the box and finding the strange child inside, was filled with much love for him, and took him home to live as one of his family. So the boy spent a happy childhood, loved and cared for by the peasant and his wife. When he was reaching adulthood, the peasant thought that it would be time to tell the boy about his strange beginnings. And so he related the story of how he was found in the lead box by the river Ganges, so that the boy would not feel that he had been abandoned, and the peasant tried to convince him that he was a very special person, in truth, a mighty one of high birth. The boy, however, was saddened when he heard the peasant's story, for he had always believed that he was part of the peasant's family and looked upon the man as his father. In his grief, the boy fled to the Himalayas and crossed to the border of Tibet, wanting to spend his days alone in the shelter of the mountains. There he came across some Tibetan priests of the ancient order, who upon seeing this strange young man declared him a god, for they had asked him who he was, and the boy answered, "The Mighty One." And when they asked from where he came, the boy pointed to India across the mountains, but the priest thought that he was pointing to the heavens. Because of the language barrier, they gave up efforts to communicate, and the boy was placed on a wooden chair, which was set on the shoulders of 4 men. The priest declared, "We shall make him our lord," and so he was known, the chief neck chair mighty one, and was the first king of all Tibet. Interesting story, and some overlays there, I think, with some other ancient stories. Oh, love you all. See you tomorrow. Have a bright and beautiful day. Namaste.